Hey guys, first day of 2023. You bored, as everyone does. Now, Solo 690, so it's 90 cc's. Supposedly, this produces more power than a MS 660, and then 92 cc's, 92. Well, this is 90. So it's apple for apple. I don't know. This motor's really worn out. It's got what I'd say excessive piston slap on the rotating way that way. You can actually hear it. It's bad. So I don't get up this thing unless it's warmed up. I put new rings in it, but it's been sitting on my shelf now for, I don't know if I've looked in the video. I've done some videos probably a year ago. So it's gonna have stale fuel. It's half full, so I've put some fresh fuel in it. Most of the oil is gone, but I'll try and run a free full bar on this today and see how it goes. But I know I'll have to tune. Now this screwdriver here, look at close to. Old saws have special issues. This has lost all its intake gaskets, so to do silicon, fuel resistant silicon. See the bend in that? These carbies, the mixture screws are very hard to get to. So to do the mixture screws, you have to take the cover off, sit there and watch what you're doing. And they're a pain in the butt, really are. Make the adjustment right. Now, this used to have a pod filler. I can't buy them no more. So it's got a size 603 in it at the moment on the back cover there. But it's a 690. I didn't get the 690 cover with it. So one day I'll get me 603 going there. Now, I'll try to see it starts. It'd probably be quite smoky, I'd say. But, we'll see. Gotta remember how this thing game works now. Sure it's on, it's off. Maybe that's on. Makes sense. So it's ergonomic, so you go on like you go off with your thumb. So I'll turn it on, choke, plastic cylinder, decompression valve. I managed to buy the decompression valve rubber years ago. I think it was the second last in stock in Australia, but you can't get them no more. Most of the saws, that's missing. So we'll see how she goes. So I make sure it's recording. You're ready to take them over. Because cold start can't repeat cold starts. It should start. It's never had a problem starting. My arm side, that one. My arm side. Oh. God, yeah. Oh, compression. Let's get on. Oh, it has to be on. Push check in. Good too. Handlebar's really rounded on the side, so you can't grip close to get more grip on it. It's pain. I think it's to keep the fuel. I think it's the valve line up. There we go. So it was right. That's not bad for all fuel on. Nothing there. That's our move. Warm up and warmed up all the cuts. Okay, in the interest of being clear, so you guys can see what's going on. That's the factory air filter. They come with this one and a nylon mesh one. I think I got another one in the shed, but I don't think I got the backing plate for it. To try and get to these mixture screws, this one's got the plastic shroud on the screws, where my 2670s, they're falling apart and just fell apart. These ones hard, and this was in the 1,000 numbers. They started off at 1,000. It's about 700 something off the rank. So I don't know if that's Australia worldwide, but whatever, I don't know. But I managed to up the idle, but I can't do the mixture screws because I physically can't see them. I pulled off the air filter, but because the shroud's still there, I can't see where they are. So hopefully it'll run all right. I had to turn it off just to get to the mixture screw and the mixture idle screw, just to so I could get my screwdriver and turn the thing. At first it was seized a bit, but then it's turned easy now. But just one of these, it's a good saw, but they all have their little quirks and whatever. So I'll put you back in the tripod. Put the cover. So it's 603, but it's actually 690. I'll put that back on. I'll put you on pause. Now I have been in this saw and poured it a bit. I just changed the intake numbers. Don't think I changed the exhaust. But the transfer ports in this thing are massive. It's like a dirt bike. It puts a 372 to shame. It's completely different. Other thing I should say, the cubby on the 603 and 690 have their own individual pulse line for the motor at the back for the intake manifold. Where the 670, 680 do not, they have a line out of the intake manifold. So there's no rubber boot, it's just a plastic intake manifold. Then they fall apart over time, and the gaskets go brittle, or they're thinning out more than anything. And because they thin out, the saws run lean and they cook themselves. So that's a problem for Silas. But Silas never had a good parts replacement. Anyway, that's a fairly big log, so here's some cutting. I'm pretty sure by that field that's an 8-tube drive. I think I'm going to put people down on that. trees and stakes and that. Because this is hardwood, an insect gets in the tree and makes these dead parts. But this stuff here, these ground parts, they're extremely hard. Very hard to saw them. They're hard to cut. Alright, without being able to tune it because I can't get to it or see what I'm doing, I'll put you on the palm. I'll stop you here and when I'm finished cutting this crap up, I'll put the 3-foot bar in and I'll see if we can cut this as much as I can, the big girl there off. Because I should be able to get most of it, I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I don't know, guys, I don't know. Let's do one cut over there. So that's what I was cutting yesterday. If I go up the top there and try and cut some of that, I don't know if I'll get through it, but I'll have a go. But running an 8-tooth drive, it'll be difficult. It's a big log. I've cut through 20 inches, so if I can make my mark on the other side, I might be able to get half of it done. Anyway, I'll finish what I'm doing. I'll run out all the bad fuel and put fresh fuel on it. So, I have to show you this. If you do just off the oil and you get a bit of junk run to the motor and you give it a gutful and start screaming, I enjoy it. It just sounds nice. So I do a little tiny cut, get set to the that's what I was trying to say. Almost out of fuel. So I'll show you this crap here. I've been cutting through a bit of mud. It's mud from the swamp, which is not nice and changed. No mud, not rocks or nothing. It's like dried up sandpaper. You cut through a bit of that stuff over there last. I felt it straight away. as soon as they cut this end piece, left the end piece there for last, and I could tell straight away I was getting blunt. Yeah, cut through that, so good. Right, do a 3-foot bar now. Okay, let's talk a bit more about the silo. Now, silo was a real innovator at the time. They made the first direct drive saw, which was the Silo Rex. But they did things that other guys didn't do. Not sure if they did on purpose or trying to get more people to buy, or just the way they were. German made company, and to ask where they were, I was told they were directly across the road from Still. So, yeah, it's not far off Still, but it's more a Husky store. Now, the bar will fit on a Husky 395 or 372, that type of thing. So, at least settle up, guys. It's got the external clutch. It's got really big oversized bearings. I can't remember off my head what they are, but this is GB bar. It was on the saw hang on my shed. So GB bar, apparently the same. The longer bar beside it here, made the same factory. I'm not sure if this one was made there, but it's lasted a long time. It came off the Solo 603, I think it was. Had the arse flogged out of it and still goes good. So, now the downfalls. The oil pump is made of a hard type of black plastic. You can't get oil pump parts. It's got an oversized drive drum and clutch. It's a massive clutch. Look at that. 3 big counterbalance weights. Yeah, it's an 8.2. It's got a twin dog. So if you get one of these, you're missing a dog. Like, it's bad luck. They should have put them on the cover. Like 372s should be a drill hole here, but the covers are actually made of plastic. Most of them guys get lazy and they don't clean their saws very often, and it gets full of sawdust and eventually burns a hole through the side of the cover. So you have a problem there. This cover here, I'm not sure. I think this one was off a 680 because it's burnt on the side there. On this, no, it's not coming off that one. But that burnt part there, it's called it might have been off this one actually. The muffler came loose. It might have done it then, but that's all plastic. Now, Silo was innovative when it comes to a lot of things. So the first use heated plastic, which in some ways is good, some ways is bad. But if you used to do a Husqvarna 372 guy, and just put a die cast aluminium, Polestar and all that sort of stuff on, you start adding weight to your saw. You have a saw weighs as heavy as this, but this one's got die cast aluminium crank, but the rest of it's all plastic, but it's still heavy. I think it's because it's got a long stroke and it's got big bearings. It's designed to last. Like, this came out in 1989 or 1990, I think. So it's over way over 30 years old. So she's an old girl. Old school, but partly part of the new school. Garden grass in the pack. But yeah, she's part of getting saws, getting to know what they are. This saw, I will say, to work on is almost the same as working on a 372. Well, that sort of model. You can pull the jug and everything off under the 4 cylinder bolts, 2 bolts at the back. If there's no boot in there for the intake manifold, so plastic block. Yeah, 2 bolts. 2 nuts at the base, 2 bolts at the bottom of the muffler. I think that's it. And the thing comes straight off like that. So decompression valve stays on there. You take the handlebars off it. It's an easy saw to work with. It's not one of these saws you have to fiddle and fiddle. So it's clean that way. Now I'll get this hooked up. A few cuts. Ooh, we get sore. So okay, well I'm putting the bar on. Every saw I've done so far, what I've been playing with, I've got this thing sitting on the one dog just here and holding a 3-foot bar off the log. Now Neotech don't do that, Still don't do that, Husqvarna don't do that, far as I know, because the saw here, the power head's so heavy. Now one of the other weaknesses of this thing, it's got AV mounts. There's one there, and one there on both sides. Now you can see that one there is off-centered, so it should be more centered. The easiest way is to just flip them over, and they're pretty good after that. Or what I've done before is punch a bit of rubber out of a thong or something like that, and push that in, take the bolt there out. There's the spacer, push around the spacer, and maybe wash over that, and it holds the rubber in there. These ones I bought second hand from overseas, but solid. If you you'd see the last part of the video, when you do an uppercut, it starts moving the saw, and it behaves differently, and the accelerator doesn't give you full revs upways. So that's the problem with that. The tension is old school, so there's a screw just in there. We make it out. So it's old-fashioned screw set, but yeah, for what it is though, it's quite a modern. I enjoy it. I've always, when I got my Silo 670, and that was my 40th birthday. I'm now 50, going on 51. Oh, we're getting old. And yeah, it's just, I was amazed with 670. I thought, this is crazy, it's power. But they had no decompression valve. Now, this saw came up for sale in Queensland, Australia, for $191 I got for. And it was a dog's breakfast sort of thing. But I had to split the crankcase on this one, because all in here was eaten out. They were cutting, I'd say, cocos palm trees down. The cocos palm eats into die-cast aluminium. So I bought a 603 case from overseas. It was in America. You can't get cylinders. So I pulled the case apart. I sold to a guy in Western Australia. I didn't sell to him, I gave to him the parts over to Western Australia. He needed parts, so I sent to him. You got a notch at the back here, so you have to put the notch in first. Oh, other part too. They wear their drums, they break bands. So if you ever come across one of these, they can wear out bad, and the activator in here wears out bad. So they constantly go on. So on my last one of these, I tried doing this on the ground. I couldn't do it across the grass. It's annoying me too much. So I ended up making my own pulling stuff to make this work. First time I ever split a chainsaw. But I got this thing going, and I couldn't find any big logs. I was flabbergasted this thing. It rocked. It was amazing. But as I spoke about before, the gaskets in the carby, when the gaskets go, they get thinner and thinner, and eventually they leak air. And I was still getting to know how chainsaws worked and all that crap. So if your saw does change just a little bit, it changes its mood. Don't keep running it. Turn it off. Go get someone to fix it. Because they don't have their own oil supply, except for the true stroke, you can't repair a saw that's been damaged. And when I worked in a lawnmower shop, people say, "Oh, it's only got hot for a bit." Bad luck. Once it gets hot, end of story. It's game over, baby. Alright guys, I'll get this thing on and we'll do some cuts. One thing I didn't point out, look at the nuts. Look, still nuts, don't they? So say, they walked across the road and say, "Hey, can we have some of your nuts?" That's interesting, isn't it? Right, we'll do this with the cuts now. And truth be told, I thought to myself it might have an 8-tooth drive, but I wasn't sure. But normally you wouldn't run 8 teeth for a 3-foot bar, just with the power or torque. But I'll give it a go. This log here, I should show you. There's a chain. Hang on, where's the chain? There's a chain just here. See. Safety glasses and stuff. So I don't want to go all the way down. I think there might be a barbed wire at the bottom. So I'll do a majority of the cut and see how she goes. Also, what's the job? Also, I got this funny growth here. I got all the mud on the bark. This is a full chisel chain, so it won't last a lot long. What's it got here? I might do this side first, guys. This side's a lot cleaner. Yep, I'll get you over here. Oh, hang on, there's a big knot. Not clean at all. No. Yeah, I'll do this side first, because I come from this way. Alright, let's change places again. Crazy old man. Crazy. See, there's a knot just there, but they can't go down the bottom of that. But this side here, there's a knot there, which I can go past that. So, back here, we'll see what we can do with this. Should be an interesting cut. I don't even know myself how this will go. Right, I'll leave it there. Alright, now we'll see what we can do. Should be still warm. What's you heavy now? No kickback for this buddy now. Yeah, fuel so maybe I have to choke it. That's what I like about the size, I always start nice and big. It's wonderful torque. going on there. My hand-eye coordination is not what it used to be, but you cut in the same groove from the previous cut, and usually get a usually get a straight cut, usually. But I have more problem with the .058 chain. This is .063. It seems to twist. So if I'm trying to drive the chain in, holding it here or here, it's hard to get just right and not put more pressure on one side or the other side. It seems to steer the chain, and I think that's what's going on there. But I've got a branch here, another branch there. The timber changes its how hard it is. So it's normal cut. All of a sudden it changes to a branch, and it's all different types of rings and stuff. So and it ends up changing how it cuts. Yeah, I need a bigger buff. This is a 42-inch buff. Anyway, that's a solo. I enjoy my solos very much. They're a good solo. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Okay, one other thing I should point out, forget everything. As I said before, when you try and do an uppercut, it doesn't rev right. So if you come across one of these saws, it's got extra rubber mounts under here, I'm being told. Maybe it might be through the what do you call it, the carby areas inside here. The rubber mounts go from underneath and in the squeeze in there. So as you go up like that, the rubber mounts stop the saw from moving, and you can do your uppercuts. So, but that's as far as I know, a fairly late model solution. But it could have been earlier, I don't know. But yeah, one there on the side. But yeah, that's one last thing if you come across that anyway. Alright, and the 603, as far as I know, 603 came out with larger dogs, which I know they do, but in the day they came out, 690 came out with smaller ones, but the late model ones came out with bigger dogs. So you can tell older one with a new one. So a new one would be out here another inch. So, but they're two major differences. They came with John Riley says candy stripes. This one was different. This saw, because it was a first model, I think because they're made in Germany, it didn't have air fins, air grills here. That was straight up plastic. So that's no sign for early model. I sold it to a person. That's it, I think. But yeah, they're basically all the same. But they just I'll give you a sash. You see here. The casing was slightly different. So that's a 603 casing. That's the older 690. But they're slightly different in the way they manufacture the angles and that. But yeah, brilliant saw. So if you want to change them around, you can. The cranks all fit in the same crankcase, as far as I know. But they full start handle, 2 fingers either side, nice and beefy, more ergonomically designed. I would have cut that down a bit. They would have done that for the knot, so you wouldn't pull the knot through. But yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. I don't like having one finger one side and two another. That hurts when let's go. But yeah. And now I'm gonna switch off.